Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Today I have for you the For Hire deck. Now the box just came out a few hours ago. I played this a little bit on stream, but I got really tilted at the connection errors I kept getting for some reason, even though my stream was fine. But yeah, this is the build that I went with. I think this deck has a ton of potential. It's probably going to be meta. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's Sylvan's 2.0. I don't think so. I just don't see it. I think they're not an autopilot deck. They're not a deck where you're always gonna make the same one play. It obviously is gonna have its staple engines and the plays you usually go for, but you have to think about the moves you're making, especially in the mirror match. The mirror match is very crazy. Like, you think one person has the advantage and one move will flip the duel completely into your favor. So I don't think it's quite as simple-minded as Sylvan was, and I think it's gonna be a good deck. This is my build. This is probably not gonna be what the meta build ends up looking like. It's just what I came up with. We kind of built it with the help of the stream, so that was kind of cool. And then I've been testing it for probably a solid 12 games or so, and it's doing very well. I still make a lot of misplays because I'm learning the deck. So you'll probably catch some of those during the video. I'll point them out when I see them. But let's go over the deck list. First, we have 3 Beat Blazemen for Hire. Now this is the main engine of the entire deck. He's your searcher. He's gonna help you special summon. He does a lot of things for the deck. So that's why it's the only SR, the only high rarity card in the archetype. But it says, during your main phase, you can special summon 1 monster for hire from your hand, except itself. If a monster for hire is special summoned to your field while you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can add 1 monster for hire from your deck to your hand except itself, and you can only use each of those effects once per turn. So it's a pretty solid effect. It's going to let you special summon, it's going to let you search, and it's just great. Next we're going to go with the 2-ups, and again, this is just my build. You might end up playing 3, you might end up playing 1, I don't know what that's going to look like. But we have 2 Dompa Marksman for hire. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 monster for hire from your hand, except Donpa Marksman for hire. If a monster for hire is special summoned to your field where you control this monster, you can target one face-up card on the field, destroy it. The only difference between Donpa and Recon, their stats are swapped. So this one has 1000 attack, 500 defense. The other one has 500 attack, 1000 defense. One of them destroys face-up cards. The other one destroys set cards. So that it's very simple. It's really not that hard. It can seem overwhelming at the beginning. As I said, I still make misplays. But yeah, Recon destroys sets, Dompa destroys face-ups. They're both level 2, which is important, and I'll go over to why in a minute. And they all can special summon. Both of these beat, and also the 1 seal strategist for hire. He's a level 4 beast warrior. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 monster for hire from your hand. So just like the other ones. Except itself, just like the other ones. If a monster is special summoned to your side of the field where you control this monster, just like the other ones, you can target 1 monster for hire in your graveyard added to your hand. So that's the only, obviously they each have their unique effects, but the basics of all of them are the same. Now when you go to the high level monsters, the first thing you notice is that they don't have the ability to special summon other monsters, which makes sense because they're strong on their own regard. So I'm running 2 Dyna Hero for hire. He's your main beater, 2500 attack. If this card is special summoned, you can banish cards from your opponent's graveyard up to the number of monsters for hire you control with different names. Monsters, spells, traps, whatever you need to banish. You can only use this effect of Dyna Hero for hire once per turn. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters for hire you control for attacks except this one. So that's super good because obviously all the little ones are very weak besides this one that's at 1600. So once you have this on board, your opponent is going to have to deal with this guy first before he can get to your little guys. I'm running 1 Wiz Sage for hire. The reason why I'm only running 1, even though it's a really good card, is because you have beat. So you'll be able to search this whenever. At 2, you might start the duel with 2 of them, and that's a brick and a half. So you don't, I think 1 is enough. But again, I don't know what the final product is going to look like when, the people that play competitive figure out the build. Wiz, if this card is special summon, you can gain 500 life points for each monster for hire you control with a different name except itself. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect, You can discard one card for hire, negate the activation. You can only use each effect of Wisp Sage for hire once per turn. Now during the stream there was a confusion on my part because I kept reading when your opponent activates spell, trap card, or effect. So it made me think that monster effects were included, but it's actually a spell or trap being activated, or a spell or trap that's already face up on the field activates its effect. So it's not a monster effect, but it can negate all spells and traps that are not obviously counter traps. You just have to discard one for hire card to negate the activation, and you can only use the effect once per turn. So one negation, it's really strong. I'm using Mind Scan so that I can see what I'm going to destroy with my recon. Also so that I can, you know, make better choice of what I'm going to negate with Wisp depending on what the back row is. And I also like the fact that the little life points you get, you know, by having her on the field or by summoning her helps you keep that Mind Scan for longer, because your monsters are kind of weak, so they are going to be, you know, be getting destroyed and you're going to be taking some damage. I apologize for how long this is going, but I feel like the archetype is going to be very relevant, so I'm trying to go into as much detail as I can. For the back row, we're running 2 econ. I would love to run 3 of them, but there's no point. They're going away in a week, so you might as well get used to only playing 2. Econ take place with this deck is amazing because obviously you can swarm the board, you can go for game, you can OTK. Econ is just great. It also helps protect your monsters. We have 3 Mayhem for hire. This card lets you target 1 for hire monster in your graveyard. Any monster, any star. Special summon it in defense position. The downside is that it's in defense position, but it doesn't matter as much because it's a quick play spell, which means you can use it during your opponent's turn. So if you use it during the end phase, you summon the monster and then you can flip it into attack mode during your turn and do whatever you have to do. And then we also have, you can only use once per turn. I don't know if I said that. We have 2 Widespread Ruin. Any generic back row. I went with this just because it's new and, you know, I have them. And also because I can't have Treacherous Trap Hole because I'm running the Widespread Ruins. So if you're gonna run a more spells, you can probably run a Treacherous Trap Hole instead of the Widespread Ruins. But they were working cool for me. And also 2 training for hire for all your training needs. I was already only running 1, and the mirror match was 1 because of this card. So I bumped it up to 2 when I took out the Treacherous Trap Hole. And it says, if a face-up monster or monsters for hire you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can target one of those monsters, special summon 1 monster for hire from your deck whose level is lower than the target's original level. You can only use this effect once per turn. So that means if your beat gets destroyed, you can go into your Dompa or your Recon. If your seal gets destroyed, you can go into your beat. Is it just 1 level? Yeah, if your seal gets destroyed, you can go into any of the little guys, and obviously if your bosses get destroyed, you can go into any of the little guys. In the mirror match, that plays such a good, such an important part, because you have to, if you know this card is there, you have to play around it in a way to where if they have a marksman on the field, you can destroy the other monster before you destroy the marksman, because then they'll summon something and then marksman is going to activate and it's going to destroy a card. You guys will see it in the replays. I think I've talked enough. Wow, this is almost a 10-minute explanation. I'm sorry guys, I apologize. I'm gonna put as many skips everywhere so you guys can skip this long explanation. But let's get into these replays. I'm excited for this deck. I'm excited for the new meta that we're gonna have once the ban list is in effect. I'm really excited for Duelings, man. Game had been kind of like stale for a little bit after, with the qualifiers and all that, but now I feel excited for the game again. And this video is gonna be a long video, boys. So because I'm gonna try to explain as much as I can, just to get you prepared for the matchups and to understand the archetype and not feel overwhelmed by it. Here I was still running Treacherous Trap Hole. We're gonna see training for hire. So obviously my plan is to let him summon 2 things. I didn't know what I was going up against, so going Treacherous Trap Hole turn 1 felt pretty safe. And yeah, we see that is the mirror match. He's gonna summon 2. I go ahead and activate my Treacherous Trap Hole to destroy both of them. The really cool thing about this instance is that there is no level 1 for hire monster, so I don't have to worry about destroying either of these and letting him special something from the deck. You know, you gotta know how the card works. He's forced to activate his Mayhem for Hire. So he still gets Dyna on the field, unfortunately, but he's completely spent. He spent every card, and I know exactly what I'm gonna deal with. So even though it might look bad for me, you know, I just took 2500 to the face. I have no field, but I know exactly what I'm going up against, and I can play accordingly. So I'm gonna top deck this boy, Beat, and I kind of made sort of a misplay here. I should have gone Beat first, and then special summon the Dompa, and then search something, special summon something with Dompa, and destroyed. Basically made this play. So the mistake was not doing the Beat play first, but I was so focused on destroying this guy that I just kind of tunnel vision and went for this play. Dompa is going to destroy the I mean, now that I think about it, it's the same way, but doing it the opposite way would have let me search for a bigger monster like Dyna and then summon that instead, you know what I mean? But anyway, I special summon my seal, so that's gonna let me search for a card. I go ahead and search my boss monster and pretty much clear up his entire field. Now he's got the trap. He's gonna activate Mayhem for Hire, but I think he's learning the deck just like I'm learning, and sees that it's being special summoned in defense mode. And I want to say he scoops after this. Yeah, I go for the Econ Cheese, and then we see the immediate scoop. Bandit Keith. The last replay, boys, kind of made me end my stream. Like, I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. You guys will see. I'm hyping it up, man. Stay till the end. We got a Bandit Keith in our hands. I think Switcheroo, since the restart nerf, we're gonna see a lot of people playing Switcheroo again.
Duel.
I like Mind Scan right now. It especially helps with the 5,000 life points. But yeah, we see Cyber Angels. Cyber Angel Switcheroo activates Sprite's Blessing. It goes Saphira, Queen of Dragons. And I believe Saphira is going to discard my Recon, which is okay. Recon is the one that destroys set cards. Once again, I could have destroyed the set card and destroyed a monster, but I tunnel vision so bad that I just went for, you know, for the safe play, I guess. For the sure destruction of the Dompa. When I could have summoned this, special summoned this, I would have searched a scout, you know, summon scout, and still got my pop. I would have had a search and a field full of monsters. But I had the widespread ruins as a backup, so I was feeling pretty good. I'm gonna destroy the Saphira, set my card. He goes for Cyber Angel Dakini. And now that I see that there's a wall of disruption back there, so I gotta know to play around that as well. I forgot how good Mind Scan is, man. It was really, you know, that information is so crucial. I'm gonna see the Dakini. He's going to attack into my widespread ruins. And all I do here is summon my my Dyna. I don't attack obviously because I see the wall of disruption, and I'm just kind of setting up for next turn. I get a search. I search for my Whiz, so that next turn if I can summon it. I don't know why he didn't attack here. I thought that was kind of weird, but he let my monster live, so now I can special summon my Whiz. I'm gonna get a search, which means I'll be able to negate the wall of disruption even if I hadn't drawn into a for hire card. And I just go for the attack. I probably should have tribute summon for this guy just to have two big boys on board. That would have been game. I didn't, but you know, I still won the game. I kind of wanted to keep a negation. I mean, that would have been game. There's really no excuse there. That was a misplay, boys. But in this scenario, I kept another for hire in hand so that I could negate, you know, a ritual spell when and if he top decked into one. Boys, this video is gonna be like 6 hours long. I apologize. Or long video hypers thinking. We had a Yugimoto. This was another mirror match. And this was fun, man. This was like... Just watch. But I'm gonna pause it a lot so I can explain. I'm going first. I don't know what I'm playing up against. So I just set my Mayhem for Hire and my training. The real cool thing about this is that I'm gonna be able to play during his turn. So if he destroys my beat by battle, which that's what I was expecting, I was gonna special summon one of the small boys. You know, whether I was gonna prioritize back row or monsters, and then I was gonna activate my Mayhem for Hire, pop their effect, and destroy either face down or monster, whatever. But when I see that is the mirror match, I felt like I was a little bit behind. We're gonna see him do the standard play, beat into Dompa. Dompa goes into Dyna, and then Dyna is gonna destroy my beat. So I go ahead and activate. I still do my play as if it would have been destroyed by battle. You know, I summon my I believe I summon Dompa, right? Yeah, Dompa. And then once he goes into battle, I activate my Mayhem, destroy his Dyna Hero for Hire. And look at this. Once I saw that this was Mayhem for Hire, I was like, okay, I need to do this play right. So watch this insane chain. I activate my Mayhem for Hire so I can immediately get my Marksman, Dompa Marksman on the field. He's gonna activate his card, and that's actually fine. Like, that helps me because this is gonna resolve. I'm gonna get my search, and now he's gonna destroy something. So watch this. He's gonna activate this also, which is gonna banish cards from my graveyard, and that kind of sucks. But his Dompa is gonna go off, his beat is gonna go off. It looks like he has all the advantage in the world. He's gonna get Recon Scout for Hire. And the way the chain is gonna resolve, my monster is gonna get destroyed first, so he'll actually get to banish it as well, which is, it's a Pepe hence. But because I got my search, I get to go into my boss monster. I'm gonna activate my Dompa's effect, destroy his boss monster. Sorry, I get a Marksman for Hire, and this was one of the high IQ plays, boys. I got another Marksman because I wanted to suicide into his Marksman, so that I would have a play during his turn. So this is gonna activate the Marksman that was already on the field. I'm gonna destroy the boss monster first. I'm gonna activate Dompa's effect to special summon my Dyna Hero for Hire, and this is once per turn, so I don't get another pop. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna banish all his cards. I'm gonna suicide the Dompas, and I'm gonna destroy his beat. And now I have my Mayhem for Hire. So as soon as he summons the beat, I flip over my Mayhem. It's gonna trigger my Dompa, and he scooped it up right away. So during the duel, I couldn't tell who had the advantage until, you know, everything was said and done. It looked like I was behind for most of the game, and then it just came back and, you know, put a whole board on the field, and sealed the game for him. So while it may turn into Sylvans in the sense that you'll see it everywhere, it's not brain dead, boys. There's plays involved. People are gonna be making mistakes, and you can capitalize on those mistakes and beat them. Here we got a Power of Dark Yugi.
Duel.
I have a pretty busted starting hand. We're gonna go beat into Dompa. Gonna get a search for Recon, just so I have the whole family together. And then Dompa is gonna destroy the field spell when I summon Recon. I didn't want to summon my my boss monster, because the plan was, okay, he's probably going to destroy one of the little guys, and then I can use one of their effects to, you know, special summon the Dyna. And this is the power of Mindscan, boys. Mindscan made this guy quit. We're going to see Treacherous Trapple right there, so check this 500 IQ play. I go Econ take, but before the Econ resolves, and once I've cleared my board, I can chain Mayhem for Hire. So my Dompa is gonna come back on the field before I take control of Legion. But because Econ is trying to resolve and there's not enough space on my board, the Legion is going to die. and because I have the power of mind scan, my recon is going to activate, and I'm gonna snipe away that treacherous trap hole, which is a huge problem obviously because I have multiple monsters on the field. And as soon as he sees that I target the the treacherous trap hole, he's like nope, and he's out of there. So 20-minute video, boys, and we still have one replay. I lost this game, but I shouldn't have lost the game. And I want someone in the comment section to explain to me what happened in this duel, because I was dumbfounded. I still don't know what happened, and maybe I'm missing something. Maybe the ruling changed. I don't know. 30 card Yami Yugi running Destiny Draw, I guess. So my guy is gonna set a card, set a monster. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? This was my second or third game with this deck, so I was still making misplays. We're gonna summon Beat. We're gonna special summon Whiz. So I have 4 higher cards in my hand, which means I can negate whatever that is. That was, that was my plan going in. I'm going to increase my life points by 500. I'm gonna get a search, and then I'm gonna set my econ. Somebody explain to me what happens right here. I have Whiz. I attack Big Shield Garna, which says when this face down card, oh sorry, okay, none of that. If this card is attacked, it doesn't say this face up card, it doesn't say anything. Big Shield Garna has been out for decades, my boys. If you attack Big Shield Garna, it switches into attack mode. So why did it stay in defense mode? I still do not know. But basically my opponent has 2 Super Rush Headlong. I go for the Econ Cheese and then Tribute for Dyna. I probably should have activated my effect and just have an extra monster on board. But I was so blinded by the Big Shield Garden and not switching into attack mode that I just went Econ take, Tribute, went for the attack. And this is what I mean by I didn't know what I was doing still. I activated my Mayhem for Hire so I could go for game, but duh, they get special summon in defense mode, so misplay. Destiny Draw into a Kidmodo Dragon. So I'm like, alright, Kidmodo, that's fine. We'll see what we're gonna have to deal with. And I was ready. We're gonna see White Knight Dragon in face up attack position. I'm like, alright, Pepe hands. He's gonna destroy my boss monster and he's going to destroy my Beat. But he leaves Whiz on the field. So I'm feeling good because now I can just summon Donpa, special summon Recon, right? I'm gonna special summon Recon. We're going to destroy the White Knight Dragon and watch the IQ plays, my boy. The IQ plays. Again, actually, now that I think about it, I wasn't gonna win anyways, but whatever. My plan was to go Whiz for Hire. I'm gonna negate one of the Super Rush. The other one's gonna kill me, and then I'll get the special summon something with a different attribute and attack. But now I remember that I couldn't have attacked anyways. That's not the point, boys. Watch what happens. I negate the Super Rush, activates another Super Rush. So my Whiz dies, and then I'm like, well, let me special summon my big boy. Connection fell. So was this guy hacking? And he somehow hacked the game enough to where Big Shield Garna did not go into attack mode? Is it a bug? Am I insane? Help me, boys. I'm sorry for this 25-minute long video. Like I said, if either you saw the whole explanation or I put a skip button somewhere. But I really wanted to go into detail with the 4 higher archetype. I hope I explained it well enough for you guys. I did it to the best of my ability. I'm not the greatest explainer. My voice is gone because I streamed for like 2.5 hours. Probably gonna stream tomorrow. We have a lot of things coming up this week, so I'm very excited. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link's gonna be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.